The Sports Scouting Report with Lee Brecheen. Brought to you by Medine's Collision Center in Baton Rouge. Take control, choose Medine's. Grosse Savant Lodge, south of Lake Charles, the true sportsman's paradise. Treads and Care Company in Central, the tires you need, the service you want. Harvey Auto in Shreveport, Bossier City, the name you have trusted for years. And Gage in Baton Rouge. Get better connected with Gage. Here's your host, Lee Brecheen.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lee Brecheen, your host of Sports Scouting Report. Really excited that we have as our guest the head football coach from Neville High School in Monroe, Louisiana. Jeff Tannehill joins us today on spring game day. And then we've got to his left, we're going to be getting to Lance Hurd, who's one of the top recruits in the state, an offensive lineman. I'm not going to pigeonhole and say guard, tackle, O-line, huh, Coach?
Yes, sir. O-line. He's pretty flexible.
Pretty flexible, big guy, 6'6". I'll ask Lance what he weighs now, depending on the hamburger, what day. It could be 300, 285, whatever it is. He's a good player. But, Jeff, thanks for joining us. And I wanted to throw out for all the non-Monroe people that are not from Monroe, especially South Louisiana people that are going to watch. Charlie Brown, former coach, was there 63 to 92, 30 years, 262 wins. Mickey McCarty, 197 wins, 18 years, 2002 to 219. Joe Coates, 52 wins, 93 to 99. Bill Ruppel, stadium named after him, 1945, way before me, to 62, was 150, 46 and 3, 18 years. Coach, no one in the state has this background of a program in high school football. And I wonder if even Texas and California has this type of, lineage of coaches. But the coaching tree at Neville, and now you're the head coach, it's incredible, our coach, going back from the 40s all the way now.
It really is. We had two coaches between Coach and Coach McCarty, each one for a year. But besides that, it was Coach Ruppel, Coach Brown, Coach Coates, and Coach McCarty, basically since 1940, whatever you said, 45, 46. And, the pride and tradition was started with Coach Ruppel and Coach Brown, and it's just continued on through all the years through Coach McCarty. Kept that going. And, it's my job now to continue that tradition. And I take pride in this job. I went to high school here. I graduated in 1989. And in my 4 years, we didn't win a state championship. And that was something that doesn't happen very often around here. And we at least want to get each class one as they go through. That's kind of the goal. But we have won a state championship in every decade since the 40s. And it has just been a proud tradition, and this community rallies around this high school. And we have great teachers that have been here since the 70s, some since the 60s. So wow. It's a great school. It's a great community, and people just support it tremendously. And can't ask for anything else as a head coach, just have great support. And then we're obviously trying to put a good product on the field every Friday night for these fans to come out and watch.
12 state championships in football, Coach, 5 runner-ups. The first one was in 1955, and they last time in 15. And I know your guys are pretty stoked about trying to get back there again this year. Have not missed the playoffs since 1999, which is incredible. 6 perfect seasons in the history of the school, which is, I think, LSU's 219 team, Coach. Y'all got 6 of them. And then district champions 29 times, winning the last few of them there. But, Coach, talk about your challenges because, y'all lose big senior classes every year. And it's not easy replacing guys in Class 4A. You lose guys like Will Campbell. That's not easy. That's a generational talent, right? You got the guy here, but yeah. You lost not just Will Campbell, but you lost a phenomenal running back in AJ, who's going to Nebraska. You lost to DuBose going to UL corner. We go on and on. That class this past year was a great group of kids.
Oh, it was. It really was. We had 34 seniors. Returning this year, we have 2 on the offensive side, 2 on the defensive side. Uh, it's tremendous senior class. I mean, it's just they were great the entire time they were here. They were great leaders. They were great guys in the classroom, great guys in the community. And when you talk about a class like that, when you mention Nebraska, ULL, we have 2 going to ULL. Mariam Elam is a preferred walk-on also, and then we have 2 more going to JUCOs in Kansas. Jalen Blackson, Demetric Whitlock. This guy's very talented. We had a great run with those guys. 4 straight years to the semis, and ran into some great teams. Warren Easton played a great football game the night they came up here and beat us. But they came up short all 4 years. But they're winners regardless. They're going to do well when they go to college. They're going to do well out of college. They're going to be great citizens here, and hopefully they'll come back and contribute back in here to the Monroe community. But couldn't ask any more out of that class. I mean, they were really a great class. Incoming this year, we've got some good football players. It's a senior class of about 20, 21, somewhere in there. And, they're a great class too. Some great kids. We've got some high profile athletes in that class. But there's the experience level that we're looking for is what we're trying to get in the springtime and early in the fall to get ready to make that playoff run, because, a lot of them got to play a lot last year in the second half of a lot of those games, but, we only returned 2 starters on both sides of football. So, this spring has really been about competition, and really looking forward to tonight when we put our uniforms on and play in front of this crowd here for our spring game tonight.
Coach, I also don't want to leave out your big guy that signed with Auburn, Sledge, your big D tackle.
Can't leave Anichi out.
Anichi is, I think, the big sleeper of your group there from a national standpoint. What do you think, Coach, about him?
Well, I'll tell you, he's had probably the best off season of his high school, because, he really only played 2 years of football. Yeah. And the one thing about him is he works extremely hard. He comes every day during he gets out early at school, but he shows up for 7th period and comes and works out with our guys, and really he really works hard in the weight room. He's really looking forward to going over there to Auburn and showcasing his skills.
6'3" and some change, 300, and runs like a linebacker. Pretty good kid for you. And Richard Lawrence is a former D tackle. Justin Ellis, y'all have had a good run on those big guys on D line. Coach, we're going to take a break. When we come back, I want to introduce your big time O lineman leader coming back, Lance Hurd, who has some decisions he'll be making, I know, during the season or before the season starts. And we'll talk about your team coming back. And I'm going to keep throwing out some famous graduates from Neville High School every time we come back. We'll be right back with more, Coach, from Neville High School, Coach Tannehill. We'll be right back.
Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you.
Welcome back. I'm Lee Brecheen, your host of Sports Scouting Report. Joining us now is not only one of the top prospects in the state in class of 223 O-line, Lance Hurd from Neville High School, but also a great young man. We were able to talk to him a little bit. And Lance, thanks for joining us, man, all the way from Monroe, Louisiana. I know Coach will be coming on. We got to get you back to class, though, right?
I'm glad to have. Glad to have.
Lance, I remember watching you as a D lineman at Bastrop, and I went to a scrimmage, and I was with Coach Bradshaw. Bradshaw, and I'm like, man, who's this guy? And he's like, I was like, is he a senior? He's like, no, he's a freshman. I'm like, the kid's 14 years old. I remember you were 6'5". Right. I was 6'6" then. And you weighed like 280. And I'm going, man, that kid moves well for a D lineman. He's just a freshman. And then I heard, okay, you're at Neville now. And I'm like, okay, that kid. And now you're 6'6", chiseled, 285. I don't know, what are you, 290 now, 285?
300.
300. I mean, lean. Right, and then they move you to the O-line. Mm-hmm. And Will Campbell graduates, signs with LSU. Now you're the man. What do you think of playing O-line, being a D lineman? Because you can tell you got, you had that toughness as a D lineman and it went over to that O-line side. How much did that help you gain?
I think it benefited. I think it helped me a whole lot with as far as aggression and everything, Um, but I like playing O-line. I mean, I really didn't at first, but once I came over here, it was hard for me to get adjusted. I mean, I never really just play O-line,
Yeah.
but I love it now.
Well, now I notice you're pulling now. Now I notice you're getting low and you're doing run blocks now. It's not, now you learn pass blocks. You look more flexible now. You look like you really becoming not just someone that's ranked, but somebody that's really becoming a good O-lineman. But what do you think, Lance, that you still need to work on this year? What is something that you've been trying to get better at?
My hips and everything, like everything overall. I can't. I'm not gonna never be too good, so I always can get better on something.
Man, that's a good way to stay humble, keep working, keep grinding. What is it like playing at Neville, going against those big guys in practice, like Sledge and Matthew Fobbs, who's a stud for you guys at the end, or should I say outside linebacker? And y'all got all those 210, 215-pound linebackers that fill in the gaps. I mean, that gets you ready every week, doesn't it, playing against your teammates?
Oh yeah, it's a battle. I mean, we go at it every day, every day. I mean, you can't be going soft and you'll never get no better. We make each other better every day.
Is it easier for you when you play a game after going against your defense? Because y'all got some big time players.
Most definitely. I mean, they get me better. They make me a whole lot better going against them.
Talking to Lance Hurd, offensive lineman, because you could play guard or tackle in college, class of 223. Lance, did you grow up having a school, or did you grow up just being open to colleges? Were you that kid that had like, that's my school?
Not really. I mean, I just grew up watching football. I used to just love football,
Now that you've been recruited, are you still liking it, or is it getting old for you?
I love it. I always love football. I
No,
mean, I grew up.
the recruiting part.
Oh, recruiting. Oh, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Recruiting. I mean, it get overwhelming sometimes, but I'm just blessed,
Yeah, taking it in, and that's a good answer, man. Blessed every time you get an offer and people want you to come. Have you kind of narrowed it down to where, okay, this is where we want to do it, and do you want to get it out the way before the season, or do you want to wait till after the season?
I mean, I wouldn't say I have a time span on when,
Yeah.
but I'm planning on. I mean, it's trimming on down, but I don't think I'll be making no decision no time soon. Whenever I feel like the time is right, and whenever I feel it in my heart, that's when I'll make a move.
How do you like the new LSU coaches in Baton Rouge? We're in Baton Rouge, and Coach Kelly is bringing discipline, and he's just business like Saban here. I've noticed it being around, seeing what they're doing. Very similar to Nick Saban. But what do you think when you meet those guys at LSU? Because you had the old staff recruiting you a little bit, but what do you think of the new guys at LSU?
I haven't met them, but I only can go off from what I hear. But I hear a lot of good stuff. I mean, of course, I know Coach Brad Davis. I mean, me and him pretty cool. We're pretty tight. But I haven't really just met the whole staff, so I mean, I only could go off by what I hear.
Let me tell you how old I am. I saw Brad Davis play high school football. Can you believe that? I was at his game at Bel Air. He was playing at Bel Air, and that's in Baton Rouge, Lance. And he was, I don't know, 6 foot, like 290, rock now. And he wasn't ranked. Now, he wasn't ranked, but I remember him as being the guy. Like, when he went and got in his stance, it was a TKO every block. And when he graduated, we wrote about Coach Davis. And I remember running to him. This was before he became big college coach. He was at a small school, and he's like, man, You know, I remember when y'all were writing about, man, he's self-made. What does that mean to you, having a coach recruiting you that was self-made and not highly recruited?
It means a lot. It means
Yeah.
a lot. I mean, for one, he's real. I mean, he's straightforward with me. He's always on to me like a dad, you know. So
Yeah.
I love him for that.
Louisiana guy too. Now that's different a little bit too. And he coached the bowl game. I thought he did a good job coaching the bowl game. They didn't have the whole team. I think they had 10 guys playing the bowl game.
Right.
Kansas State. And I think LSU wants a rematch on against Kansas State with the whole team. Lance, we got about a minute left, but tell everybody who your idol is as an O-lineman. That who do you like to watch?
I love Trent Williams. I watch him a lot.
Oh man, I like Oklahoma. Yeah. Longview, Texas native. He's a stud, man. What's he like? Year 12 now? 11? Yeah, he's still one of the best. Number 71 for the Redskins. Yep. It's not the Redskins. It's
49ers.
49ers now. Look, man, you're on top of your game, Lance, today. But I remember Washington. I keep wanting to say Redskins. It's not Red. Was it Commander? Commanders or something. It's kind of different. But so what are your hobbies? Every kid's got a hobby outside of football. Some say fishing, some say hunting, some say video games. Those are the common ones. What are your hobbies?
I mean, I just play video games and stuff, but I like fishing a lot. I mean, I'm from a small town beneath Louisiana, so hey, nothing much to do. Fish, you know, outside doing stuff.
Now I'm gonna talk deep fishing question for you. Are you cyclade, bass, catfish, brim? What's your favorite one to fish for?
Catfish and white perch.
White perch, North Louisiana. They say white perch. We say crappie here, or we say cyclade.
Right.
Man, I'll tell you, I really love catching white perch, but they're hard to find, man.
Right.
Use those jigs deep when you fish, or y'all use a cork or no cork?
Cork.
Use the jigs, the split tail jigs. Mm-hmm. Man, but aren't they fun to catch deep? Catch a stick tree. They always on that stick tree, right? And look, mention again where you from, because we need to give some love to your hometown because it's by Bastrop. But say the hometown again.
Beneath Louisiana, you know.
Got to give them some love, man. I mean, small town. That's where Lance is from. What are your goals this year before we let you go, Lance? I mean, this is it, man. This is your senior year. This is your last high school season coming up to be a student in high school. But what do you think your class can accomplish? Y'all lost a lot of guys. Y'all got a lot of guys coming back. What are your thoughts on this season coming up?
We're just gonna take it day by day. You know, we're gonna get better. We can get just as far as the last team did. We're just as good. You know, we got potential to be even better. But we're just gonna take it day by day.
And obviously, you being so close this past year, that's gonna motivate you and your teammates to get there. I know y'all were close. And I know those Tiger fans can't wait for the whistle to blow, man. And y'all got a spring game tonight. Right. And Jamboree is like kickoff, man. Jamboree weekend. Even though that's when all the ninth graders play, they might not play during the season. That's officially the season. In August, it'll be kicking off before we know it. But Lance, look, good luck to you, man. Wherever you go, we're going to be supporting you. Obviously, everybody is watching this at Tiger Town. They want you to be a Tiger.
Right.
But wherever you go, we're going to be supporting you. And look, I'm going to be watching A.J. Allen at Nebraska this year. I'm going to be watching DeBose, your boy at ULL. And it wouldn't shock me if those two guys start this year. What do you think?
Oh, I got confidence in them. I know they are.
They're going to show up and take over like Max Mitchell did, man, at UL. Max was on our show about a month ago, and he's a Jet now. You gonna become a Jets fan now? Well, got a Neville Tiger over there, man.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna support Neville Tiger wherever they at.
And also your hometown. Tell it again.
Oh yeah, but near Louisiana.
In Louisiana, man, we got to give it look, give them some love. But good luck to you. I hope you'll have a great night tonight with the spring game. And Lance, keep working hard, man. It sounds like the future's bright for you. And again, we really appreciate you coming on today. Thank you. That was Lance Hurd. We're coming back with Coach Tannehill. We'll probably be talking about Lance a little more. I know Lance has got to get back to class. Exams are today. But we're going to get back with Coach Tannehill in just a moment.
If you need a paint job or repairs to your vehicle, go see Medine's Collision Center located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana on Kincaid Avenue. The number to call is 357-7983. That's 357-7983. Your Baton Rouge Accident Advisors.
Welcome back. Lee Brecheen, your host. Our guest is Coach Tannehill from Neville High School. It's going to take 5 hours. I won't be able to get all this out, but just some notable alumni from Neville Tigers. Larry Anderson, former All-Pro NFL player. Bubby Brister, who will love that his name is heard, former quarterback from Northeast, now ULM, went to Alabama for a little bit, and Tulane. A lot of people don't remember that, but Pittsburgh Steeler for a while, and I think he played 32 years in the NFL, Coach.
It was a while.
It was a long time. His son,
I think he still has the record for the most completions without an interception. I think he still has that record.
and looks like he can play today, doesn't he? Looks like he can go play an NFL game today.
Oh yeah, he still comes around quite a bit. You know, his son Andrew graduated year before last, but in fact Andrew moved back to Louisiana Tech to play football, and so we'll see more of him this year.
Okay, and Andrew's about 6'4", good-looking kid, and Red Swanson, former MLB player from the Pirates. I didn't know went to Neville. John Diarse obviously played a little bit at LSU and finished at TCU. Played a little NFL. Wayne Causey, former MLB player with the Orioles, the Kansas City Athletics, the White Sox. Entrepreneur, author Dedrick DeBurr, didn't know that.
He graduated with me.
United. Come on. What class was that, Coach?
89, class of 89.
Me and you are together. We're both 89 guys. I got out in 89. James Dennis, United States Circuit Judge of the Court of Appeals. Good guy to know. Went to Neville High School. I don't have time to talk about all of them. That's some of them. And former Mayor of Monroe, Melvin Rambin, was a Neville grad. Coach, your team coming back. Again, y'all got 20 seniors. I talked to you about a month ago, and I know that's always early before spring starts. And you were telling me going to be a quarterback battle. And has that worked itself out, or is that still ongoing? I know you got a lot of good quarterbacks on your team.
Well, we have 5 good quarterbacks on our team right now. It's our 2 seniors are going at it pretty heavy. Brooks Anzalone, who played a lot last year, and then Jacob Robinson, who transferred from Washoe and had to sit out last year. They're both doing a really good job in spring. The good thing is that, if Jacob doesn't win the job, he'll probably play a lot of tight end, a little slot receiver. He's a really good athlete, got great hands, and always finds a way to get open. And, so those 2 guys have been battling out. And we have John Michael Sampanera, who will be a junior, who's going to be a really good player. Amon Fuller will be a junior. And then we actually have a sophomore kid that's really talented and just, really learning our system. That's going to be able to play some later down the line too. That we're all excited about all those kids and looking forward to seeing them grow and mature and really learn our system.
Coach, there's been a lot of, and you know this, you went to Neville, and even though you coached away from Neville a little bit, the history, they've always had some good linebackers, and they've always had those guys that can play in the middle or outside or play a little rush in. 6'1", I call them the high school hybrids, 210, 205. And y'all always seem to have those guys. And this year y'all have Matthew Fobbs White, that is a bigger version that can play stand up, and what a talent he is, Coach. I know y'all, the former Toby Caston, Oliver Lawrence. I mean, y'all have had some really good linebackers come out of the school. What do you think of Matthew Fobbs White? He's going to be upcoming senior for you.
I think he's a great player. some of the guys are saying that he's undersized a little bit, but he's 6'2", 245, 250. I think he'll get to 250 before the season starts. So he's an extremely hard worker, physical football player. I mean, he gets after your tail. Him and Lance go at it about every 2 or 3 plays. When he's on Lance's side, it's always a good battle. They're making each other a lot better. And I think he's going to end up somewhere at a big school before it's all said and done. But, he's going to be one of those guys later in college. He's going to do some more where he can go back and play in that linebacker spot. He stands up and plays in for us. He puts his hand down and plays in for us. And then, we'll do lots of twists and stunts with him. And, he's a great player, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him play this fall.
Coach, I got to ask you this because it just tears me up when I keep hearing he's too small.
6'2", 245.
Yeah, I mean, what are you watching, right? I mean, I didn't go to Neville. I'm not an alumnus, and I'm watching you film last year, and I know his name. I got a roster. I don't have height, weight, and I'm watching him, and I'm saying that guy's a stud. And I'm not saying high school stud. I'm like that's a college stud, future player, and he was 230 last year, whatever he was, and he moved and instinctively was phenomenal. And then you hear college coaches going, he's too small. I'm like, did you see the instincts? Did you see the ball skills? Did you see? I mean, 6'2" is pretty good size at the end. I mean,
I thought it was too. So, and they're going by those guys that talk about the size. That's the Alabama, the LSU's. The guys that are in the mix of it every year. But I really think before it's all said and done, he'll play his way into a role somewhere, at LSU, Alabama, somewhere like that before it's all said and done. Because he's a great football player. He's a great kid, makes good grades, and handles all his business off the field. So he'll have a chance to go to a Power 5 conference.
There's a guy that played at Texas A&M that I watched at practice over there with Coach Buddy White a few years ago. He just got a Super Bowl ring with the Rams. Was with the Broncos. What's his name, Jace? Coach, it's kind of escaping me, but one of the best DNs in the NFL, Von Miller, 6'2", 240.
Pretty good player, isn't he?
Yeah, he's too small. He's too small. He's nine-time All-Pro, 105 sacks or so. Okay, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk more about the Neville Tigers, some of the players coming back. We talk about quarterback, and Coach lost one of the best running backs in America last year, A.J. Anthony Allen, who Nebraska saw that, and I know Mickey Joseph did, and I'm excited to see him play. I'm not a Cornhusker fan, but I am now seeing A.J. go there. We'll talk about that, and we'll talk about the team coming back.
Be sure to take your car and truck for all your tire needs to Treads and Care Tire Company located in Central. The number to call is 331-8144. Family owned and operated since 1971. That's Treads and Care Tire Company.
Welcome back. Lee Brecheen, your host. Sports Scouting Report. We have Coach Jeff Tannehill, the head football coach at Neville High School. Coach, speaking of A.J. Allen, all I heard with other colleges, I want to share this with you. So a year ago, I don't know if it was week 2 or 3. I don't know what 200-yard game it was he ran for you. But I was talking to and I won't say what colleges. And I said, isn't this guy different? And the college coach said, well, I hadn't seen him much. So that means you haven't seen him. And so I talked to another college about it week 5. And I said, well, what do you think of A.J. Allen at Neville? It's averaging 200 yards, half a game, or, just phenomenal.
Yeah.
So what about that burst? What about that toughness for his size? They said, oh, he's too small. I said, what? So that was another one. And then I remember the season ending, and obviously exploded for him, as you know, and goes to Nebraska. But he had what TCU was wanting him really hard in the beginning.
He had quite a few offers. Southern Miss, Mississippi State, they got on him pretty hard. Yeah, I don't know the story on all that. I never, most of it was, he's undersized, or they're looking for a bigger back or whatever. I always said 6 foot 190, and you can't get his flag in a phone booth. I'm gonna say he's pretty good. Right. And so Coach McCarty said it, and I'll repeat it. He's the best that's probably ever come through here, as far as talent goes, and as far as yards gained and that kind of thing, and the numbers, the touchdowns. I mean, all of that was just phenomenal, and it had a lot to do with his talent. We had a great offensive line, but I mean, he's got great vision, as good as I've ever seen, and again, his quickness in the hole to make people miss. He never really took a direct hit. And to me, that's a good sign of a great tailback is you never get squared up.
Yeah.
They tackle you, but it's at an angle. And he never really got squared up ever. And, he's going to do some great things at Nebraska. And I'm really looking forward to seeing him play up there.
I know the coaches there, they feel like they got him a steal. They got him an Alabama, LSU.
They did.
And
They did.
can't catch him those first 5 yards. He hits that hole so fast. And like I said, he's so dynamic turning with his feet. Coach, I want to brag before we continue, but the technology department at Neville is second to none. You don't hear technology department in a lot of high schools. Foreign language department, which I don't know any hardly. I know a little Spanish. And then the naval, get this, the naval science department at Neville. And I remember Mickey taking me into the auditorium, which looked like the drama department at LSU. I mean, y'all got a heck of a setup there at Neville, Coach.
Well, it really is. We've been an A school ever since they started tracking grades for schools. We've been A school. Mr. Brecheen was our principal when they started all that. He's now our superintendent. Dr. Dawson was here when I was in high school. She came here in, I think, 1973 or 4, and she retired 2 years ago. And then Coach McCarty took that job. And, again, they just continue to have, great academics here, athletics. And the one thing that our community really does is we have private donations that go into the school to keep that auditorium up. We have a NAFA, which is our alumni association. It does a lot for our school. And then we have obviously, great support over here in athletics with our athletic fields. And so
Coach,
it's a great school.
the public schools in Monroe are phenomenal. I mean, it's just, I'm amazed. I tell everybody all day long, you go to Neville High School, it's like, wow. You go to West Monroe, wow. I mean, public schools. Coach, continuing with your team, I ran into one of your former players, former Mickey's players, Kegel, the oldest brother that's at LSU. Andrew, what a nice kid, law school student here. Max Mitchell introduced me. Congrats to Max again going in the 4th round of the Jets.
Oh, yeah.
But they were hanging out and we did our TV show, and then Kegel came to join us. And I'm like, are you kin to Henry Kegel? And he's like, yeah, I am. And so Henry's coming back for you. And I know you're big on Henry. There's been like, what, 3 Kegels play for you, Coach? 3 come through?
3 or 4 Kegels, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
we've had a lot, and their fathers went to school here too. So it's again, we just keep rolling them through here. My kids will go through here. Everybody that went to school here tries to bring their kids back here. It's just an exceptional school. It's a great community. But those Kegels they're heck of a football players now. They got a little grit about them and just enough athletic ability to where they really can strike you and just in the right place. Great minds for the game, and it runs in their family. So enjoy coaching those kids.
A hummingbird with a mean streak.
That's great. Yeah.
Coach, some guys I just want to throw out. I know this is going to be kind of their first time to start. They've played a lot. Tyler Dotson, receiver. Jaden Gibson, receiver. Aaron Jackson gets a chance to show what he can do for you. And then you got Will's younger brother, Thomas Campbell, you told me that's coming up. It's going to be a new starter, O-line, another Campbell. And then Cameron Riley at DB, Jackson Parker, DB. Running back, Coach. So what do you think at running back? That's a big void for you. I know you always have running backs coming up, but who is that a group thing now? I mean, it's tough to replace AJ, one guy.
Right. Well, it really is. AJ was just an incredible player, but Frank Mansfield's going to be a senior for us. He's a good athlete. He's really quick. He's a little bit light, but he's really quick. And then Jalen Nichols was a freshman for us last year that actually played in the semis and the quarterfinals for us. He's built a lot like AJ. He's 6'1", 185 right now, and he's just got to mature and grow in position, and he's going to be a really good running back before he graduates here.
I don't want to leave this out. Bradley Hanlon played a little baseball, football.
Yeah, good baseball player.
Good baseball player. And then, Coach, your kicker and punter, always got a good, solid kicker punter, but Chandler Pettis is back, punter. Kicker Jack Deal, new, lost your kicker, got another kicker back. And then obviously there's going to be some guys that hadn't played before. What do you think as a coach, high school coach, when Jamboree comes around? Everybody has a different philosophy. You see a lot of guys in Jamboree in August, they'll play everybody. Not necessarily a lot of guys that'll never play all year, but what's your philosophy on Jamboree week when it comes to your whole team?
Well, we try to put those young ones in the fire early and see if they can handle it. And that's what we'll try to do this year. We've got, right now on our offensive line, we've got about 7 or 8 that are in the mix of that first 5. Receiver wise, out of the 3 receiver spots, we've got probably 5 guys that we're really focusing on, that we're trying to see which ones can fit where. And then, at tight end right now, we've got 3 tight ends, including one of them's a quarterback. So, we're trying to get that worked out, to see what rotation, what are we going to be best at? Are we going to be a 2 tight end, a 1 tight end set, or a no tight end set? And, right now it looks like Michael Plummer, he'll be returning starter at tight end. Then we'll have Mason Shelby, and then Jacob Robinson will be, our 3 guys that are be quality guys that we can put in there, and they know what to do and can really help run our offense successfully. So to me, those Jamborees are for the, we've got to find out if those guys can play. And those 6 or 7 that we'll have narrowed down for that O-line, they'll all play. And everybody else that we just talked about will play offensively. And then defensively, we've got a lot of young guys there too, and they'll get a shot there against another team. And of course, we'll use the scrimmage and the jam to really evaluate, and then, and see where they grow as the season progresses, but we'll try to get those main guys in on that ball game in the Jamboree.
Coach, what I love about Monroe? I don't think it's anywhere like it. I know they love their football in Baton Rouge and New Orleans, Lafayette. But when I go to a scrimmage, you think there's a scoreboard. And you think it's on the win-loss record, but it's not. And when you go to a Jamboree, there's no win-loss, on the record. But you would think with the crowds, any game in Monroe, it's just you think it's districts on the line, right? It's crazy.
Right. Well, anytime, you have rivalries like we have up here, with Ouachita, West Monroe, Ruston, and then, you have the Sterlington rivalry with OCS. You have them, Sterlington rivalry with Carroll and Waspin and some of those guys, and anytime Ouachita and West Monroe play, anytime Ruston and West Monroe plays, or any of those, us 4 play each other, it's always going to be a big crowd. It's bragging rights for the communities, their side of towns and all that kind of stuff. When Waspin and Carroll play each other, you can't find a seat in the house. And so it's just this Northeast Louisiana has had great football for years and years. And, the communities just come out and support. It's a major part of our schools, and it's very important that we continue to have these events so that we can have great positive events for the community.
The coaching there, like you said, the school, the administrations, it's second to none. In Monroe, West Monroe, all the way to Ruston. It's incredible, all the way to Rayville, Mangum, Sicily Island, all the way to Faraday, Vidalia, but Coach, want to mention this too. I don't want to leave out Bob Lane, former quarterback.
Robert Lane.
Lane, his son, quarterback at Neville. And then people forget it. It reminds me because USFL came back. But I remember as a kid, you're my age, so remember the Birmingham Stallions.
Oh, yes, sir.
I remember when Bob Lane was a heck of a quarterback in the USFL.
He was great.
And you see those jerseys again. What do you think before we go? You see those same USFL jerseys and everything. We were in our teen days when that was happening.
Oh, yeah. What we were 12 or 13.
Yeah, young. Yeah.
And I thought it was awesome. I was a big Doug Flutie fan back in those days, and
I was
a
too.
Herschel Walker fan, and those guys were incredible athletes that ended up having great pro careers in the NFL. But, I thought they all hit a home run when they drafted those guys. And, now I watch Cavante Turpin, who played for us, that, he's playing in the USFL right now, and hopefully he'll get a chance to go to the NFL after that. But, it's fun to watch. And in the springtime, I love, you're thinking about football, and now we have it again. So just enjoy watching. I think it's great for football to have another league to where they, these guys can make some money and just show up and play football on the weekends.
And Coach Tannehill's repping the American flag, man. There you go. I love that. He's got the American flag on his shirt, and appreciate you doing that.
Sorry, I got to turn this way. Yep.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, man. All the vets out there, thanks for your for being a part of protecting this country, man, and are watching the show. We got a lot of people that are in the military that are sports guys. I know that. That's a fabric.
Yeah, well, we have some veterans on our staff. Coach Herndon and Coach Gregory are both veterans, and I think we may have another one. I think we used to have Coach Lemoyne, who was at TCU now. He was a vet, so we always carry that flag on our shoulder and put it on our helmets, everything.
Coach, thank you for taking the time. I know you're busy. You got your spring game tonight, and no injuries tonight. No injuries.
Yeah. Get out of it safely.
Get out of it safely, and keep doing a great job. And good luck this season, Coach. And don't go anywhere. Don't hang up yet. We're going to end the show. You can catch us on YouTube. If you're in the app world, anywhere you get your podcasts, we're on Podbean. Any coaches that don't do app, just go to YouTube or go to our website, lafootballmagazine.com. You can get the show on any of those features to watch the show. And also, we're going to have I hope everybody enjoyed this past week with St. Stanislaus and also Struma and Tommy Moffitt. We look forward to bringing more coaches on. We'll be back next Wednesday.
Gros Savon Lodge, the true sportsman's paradise. Gros Savon Lodge has fresh and saltwater fishing, alligator hunting, waterfowl hunting, and eco tours located south of Lake Charles, Louisiana. Give them a call at 337-598-2357. That number to call again is 337-598-2357, and have the time of your life. Gage has served Louisiana for over 40 years. Let Gage create a custom tailored solution for your business and become your partner in technology. Give them a call today at 225-753-4243 and help your business get better connected with Gage.
Thanks for listening to the Sports Scouting Report podcast with Lee Brecheen.